9.5 Ashland, Oregon, 94.1 Medford, Oregon, and streaming online on kskq.org. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time to interview
Ty Oliver, the guitarist from Powerman 5000.
What is up, brother?
What's up, dudes? Thanks for having me, man.
Dude, super excited to talk to you, man. Ever since the first time I got to hang out with you and see you perform, dude, the first thing that made me gravitate towards you, dude, was your charisma on stage. Like, literally, like, your whole band is just, like, moves all around the stage. I swear, like, you guys have to have, like, be running, like, laps or, like, doing some exercise before you go on there, because you guys just absolutely destroy, man.
It's pretty physical. Yeah, thanks, dude. I totally remember that show. That was in Ashland, Oregon, and that was a good one, dude. That was a really fun show. It was a cool venue, and we never played there, and we weren't sure what to expect, and like the turnout was great, and it was just a lot of fun. Yeah, dude, we definitely just try to just go off as hard as we can and be entertaining and you know, bring like some stage presence to it. So I'm glad that kind of like, you know, comes across. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. And that's got to be pretty taxing on your body, dude. So in between shows where you guys are on the road, do you guys ever have like any like stretching regiments or like some sort of exercise everybody has to stay on? No?
No, it's totally, none of that is like ever like a planned thing. It's just sort of, everyone just does it. Like, I mean, when I first joined, I mean, I'd seen the band already before, you know, I was a fan before I was in it, so I was kind of familiar with what the live show was like. But I remember watching videos before, you know, and I was kind of trying out or whatever, and I was watching, you know, when they jump on certain parts or whatever. Just kind of, you know, you take notice. And so nobody ever was like, oh, you have to do this or that. I just saw what everyone was doing. I was like, well, I got to keep up with that. So,
yeah, that's totally.
Comes with this, the music just kind of makes you do it. You know what I mean? So,
no,
yeah.
I totally dig it, dude, and especially if you enjoy the music. So, Ty, tell me how you got started in Powerman. You know, like, did you like see a Craigslist ad? Did a homie recommend you, or how did that all come to be?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. I mean, it's an interesting story.
I'd love to listen.
Super out of left field. I know, super out of left field. I like I said, I'd been a fan for years actually. Seen the band a bunch of times, didn't know any of them at all. And I honestly just but I followed them on all the social media stuff, and I was very active on it. I would comment on stuff, and just out of being a fan. And I got a message from the guitar player at the time, Nick Quijano, and I was at work. I was literally at work on a regular weekday morning, doing the thing, you know, on Facebook when I should have been working or something. And
now you're caught.
He's like, hey, man, do you have any videos of you playing guitar live? And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, but immediately I was like, whoa, what? Why is this guy emailing me? Like, I don't even know him.
Wow.
And but I just was like, yeah, sure. Send him some stuff. Long story short, I went back and forth with him, and then he was asking me to film some, you know, hey, can you learn these songs and video you playing them and get them back to us, you know, and I was like, yeah, whatever you want. And so I kind of started to get like a sense that maybe they were looking for somebody or something, and I got super excited about it, but like super nervous too. But anyhow, long story short, so they were like, oh, can you audition, you know, on this day? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And I went down there and did the thing, and you know, did a bunch of rehearsals, and there was like a few shows coming up. There was like a run of shows, just like a quick little thing. This is in 2015, and yeah, I got to go, you know, kind of do my trial run and do those shows, and I'm still here. So, fortunately. Yeah.
Dude, I think that's totally awesome, dude. So tell me about your experience of your very first show playing with Powerman 5000. Were you nervous at all? Was it
oh my God,
were you confident you had the set down and everything, or tell me, did you have like the butterflies?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I was nervous. Like, dude, I was nervous from the moment that like I was driving down to the very first audition until like months like it took a while for me to finally kind of calm down and like be like comfortable. But yeah, dude, I practiced my ass off. I mean, I just made it like I just wanted to nail it. You know, I didn't want to blow it. But yeah, the first gig was in Wisconsin at this place called Everybody's Bar, and it was a small place, but it was fucking packed. And and I remember, yeah, I was just crazy nervous, but excited too. And I mean, I played it. I remember not screwing up or anything, and but I was, you know, just kind of. Yeah, it was all kind of like surreal, and it was just like, wow, this is actually happening. Holy shit, I'm doing it. Like, whoa. And it was a good one. It was a super fun show. It was awesome. But yeah, man, I was crazy nervous. I remember the guitar tech at the time. He's also like a photographer, and he later turned into the tour manager and whatnot. But it was like, calm down. You're totally nervous. And I was like, because I was trying to play it off like I wasn't, and like he totally called me out on it. I was like, dude, fuck you.
Jesus.
So
is there a recording up on YouTube of your very first show?
There's like a quick little clip that I just like the guy that, like I said, the guitar tech / tour manager at the time. He used to do he'd video and take photos of all the shows and make these little clips that we post online, and there's one of them, and there's some footage from that show. There is, but like it's not on YouTube. It's just sort of like on Facebook somewhere, but it's, you know, it's from 2015, so you'd have to really dig, but it exists, and I've seen it. So yeah,
dude, I think that's totally awesome, dude, and you're in a totally awesome band, and of course, you've probably heard this from a ton of people, and I don't know if you have the same experience, you know, hearing Powerman 5000 on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games back in the day.
I didn't. By the time I did not, but I knew of them, you know, when, of course, like, Nobody's Real and you know, Tonight the Stars Are Bold really started to, like, hit. You know, of course, they were just around, and I was familiar with them, but at that time, like, I wasn't a fan yet. It wasn't until, and I remember like Anyone's for Doomsday and about to come out in 2001, the Zoolander Relax cover. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I remember that whole time period and seeing them in the magazines and the whole you know deal. And then, but I didn't become a fan until Free came out, and I heard it on the radio a bunch.
Oh yeah, that's
the summer that it came out, and I was just like, dude, I like really like this, like, and then I heard it was who it was, and was like, oh shit, that band. And I was like, wow, okay, and I was like, wow, I really like this, like, I feel like I shouldn't or something, and then like, I got the album Transform, and I just like totally fucking loved it, and then I went back and got into like all the, you know, Stars Revolt, Doomsday, and just totally became a huge fan. Like, I kind of just flipped out over the band. I was like, oh my god, you guys are so awesome. Like, why didn't I like them before? So, yeah.
Dude, that's pretty awesome, dude. So, how long into you were after the band did you guys start working on new music? Like, did they plug you right in? Like, or how's the songwriting process go for like new music since you joined the band?
Well, it's been different, a little bit different each time, because like when I came on, it was like winding down for, like, it was kind of like the end of the cycle for Builders of the Future. And Spider was like, and the other guitar player, Nick, they kind of had just made reference to, oh, you know, let's start, you know, kicking around some riffs and working on some ideas. And Nick would, he would send me things like, oh, Spider and I worked on this, you know, try and put a solo on it, or, you know, and then I just started throwing ideas as much as I could at Spider and seeing if anything would stick. So that was kind of how, that was the beginning of like when New Wave started to kind of take shape. But then Spider also works with, on his own a lot. Like he's very prolific and has a huge hand in the creation of all of it. More so than I was aware, like, before I was in the band. And he also works with a producer, and they kind of handled the lion's share of it. And so they had already had like a bunch of stuff that was happening in the can, and what ended up on that album New Wave that came out in 2017. And then there was a song that I got to do a little bit on that actually didn't end up making it on there, but and then this latest one, it's pretty much just been Spider and his producer buddy Greg. They've kind of just been handling it, and that's how it's been so far for me. And that's fine. Like it's Spider knows what he wants and how to make it, how to make it go. Obviously, I mean, he's been doing it for a long, long time, and it's his baby. So I kind of just look at it like I'm glad to be here at all. So if I get to do anything on it, cool. If not, I'm happy to be playing the shows and do the thing at all. So
no, dude. I mean, it's living the dream, brother.
Yeah, dude. Straight up, I ain't got no complaints.
So hey, since you joined the band, I know I've been following you guys are touring everywhere and all that, and I know you guys were even supposed to go to like Australia or something before the COVID hit. Was that true, or was that?
Yeah. We had an Australian tour got booked for September. Yeah, it's for September, I'm pretty sure. Like a full on, and as far as I know, it hasn't been canceled or anything yet.
Yeah, still ways out.
I mean, as with the way things are going right now, I'm not holding my breath on it. But it's booked and it's supposed to happen, and we're all super excited about it. I'm super psyched to get out of the States and do something like that. But as of right now, it's questionable if it's gonna still happen, and a lot can happen between now and September. So who knows? Maybe everything will be back to normal and we'll get to do it. That'd be great. But we had a little quick run in March that got postponed, and then we've got the New Metal Revival thing with Saliva and the Edema guys again that was slated for the end of June and into July. And it's getting postponed as far as I know. I mean, it hasn't been announced yet, but it's not looking good. You know what I mean? So
no, I dig it, man. I know a lot of bands have been having troubles with that and all that. So Is there a big show that you had with Powerman 5000 that made you feel just as nervous as your first show? Was there like one show or one festival that you played where you just felt like on cloud nine?
There's been I didn't quite have. It's interesting because those first initial shows were crazy. I was super nervous. I was still trying to like get my confidence and get my my game on as far as holding up my end on the live front. But once I kind of got past a certain point, I might still get, and even the drummer and he'll be like, man, I'm kind of nervous tonight. But like as soon as you get up there, you're fine. But it's never been like the beginning. But as far as being super duper excited and having like a blast and like playing a show that was awesome, I mean, there's been tons of them. I mean,
is there one that sticks out?
Shit.
What's the first one that comes to mind?
There's some festivals we did in summer of 2018 where like we did a couple festivals in Florida. I remember they were outdoor ones, and there was another one in Kansas at this like Kansas Speedway, and it was like we weren't even on the big stage, and it was like massive. It was just like there's people as far as you could see, you know what I mean? And that was like, wow, holy shit, I get to do this.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like this is fucking awesome. So there's been a whole bunch of really really great shows. I mean, and just tons of good ones where there's so many, man. I mean, it's hard to pin down like specifics, but those festival ones jump out pretty quick because they're just so big, and then we're on to bill with all these other big bands, and it's kind of just like it's kind of surreal, it's like wow, like holy shit, we're playing with these guys, and there's so and so, and we're parked next to the Butcher Babies, or you know what I mean? It's just like. It's cool, man. It's like it's fucking cool.
Yep.
I'm still a fan, so it's like
I
still
absolutely
kind of fanboy out.
Dude, that's great, dude. So, hey, man, I got one of your fans here. I have my friend Gage. He's 13. He's been helping me out today with the show, and he has a couple questions for you.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, so there was just a couple of questions I wanted to ask.
Sure.
One of the things I was wondering is what your musical interests were when you were my age, 13.
Oh, yeah, okay. So when I was your age, I kind of hadn't really, like, grabbed onto music and taken it seriously just yet, but I kind of just listened to whatever my friends were listening to, and, but then right around that time, shortly thereafter, when I was, like, 14 or so, like, we got MTV at my house finally in our neighborhood, and that was kind of like a big deal. That was a big deal. And that's when I really started getting into music, and I just started In Excess was one of the bands I really liked. I still do. And like Billy Idol, and just stuff that was out at the time. And then I started getting into like metal and like Megadeth and like Pantera, and watching Headbangers Ball, and like that's kind of where it started. So yeah, Primus, and I was into like Nine Inch Nails, a bunch of different stuff, So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And another one I wanted to ask was, what are a few of your favorite songs that you like to play live?
I really like playing Supervillain. Invade, Destroy, Repeat's always fun. Bombshell, super fun. Supernova's fun. How to Be Human's fun because I get to like play a bunch of solos, and that's kind of like the shred song for me at least. But all of them are. What's cool about Powerman is all the songs are like super fun, and there's not really one that I get bummed out on. They're all like fun and enjoyable. They all just have that like bounce and groove, and they're heavy, and they're like they're it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. So you got anything else, Gage?
Um,
I'm sorry, what's that?
I was asking Gage if he had any more questions for you.
Oh,
Are there any other instruments that you've played besides guitar?
yeah, I actually started out playing drums when I very, very first started playing music. That's initially what got me interested in music, was drums. And I haven't played in a long, long time, so I probably really suck now. But I play guitar, and I also have like a keyboard. I'm not good at it, like I couldn't play it live, but I use it to write some of the original music I make, and demos and stuff at home, like electronic stuff that I make. So I dabble in keyboards. I'm not, like I said, I'm not good at it, but yeah, mostly guitar, and I started out on drums. So yeah.
Dude, that's totally awesome. And I forgot to write it down, but you have another project, which is kind of like EDM-ish, kind of like electronic music. What's that project called?
Yeah. So it's an original music project called Raygun Romance.
Yep, Raygun Romance.
Yeah, that's kind of like, that's my musical outlet, and my musical baby, so to speak. So, and yeah, it's mostly electronic. I do throw some guitars on it and stuff here and there, but it's a little more on the electronic end and poppy, but like kind of dark and kind of maybe a little bit gothic here and there. But yeah, Raygun Romance. I've started it a little over a year ago, and it has some really exciting, awesome guest vocalists on it that I'm a fan of, like Ryan Schuck from Orgy and Edema, and Julian Kay, and Daniel Graves from Aesthetic Perfection, and Sammy Dahl from IMX and Bullet Height, and so it's been really, really cool. I'm really happy and proud of it, and there's 6 songs online. It's all streaming for free, and I'm just gonna keep it going. I'm working on some new demos at home while I'm, got all this downtime, and for future release. So, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. And dude, I want to thank you for being on the show, and it was awesome having Gage here asking you some questions as well.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. And is there anything you want to plug before we say goodbye to you tonight on the Metal Mixtape?
Just keep an eye out for the new Powerman stuff that's coming. We got a single and video coming out real soon, like probably June. And the new album, The Noble Rot, is coming on Cleopatra Records later in the summer. So just stay tuned because there's a bunch of new stuff coming. So new videos, new songs, the whole nine.
Well, dude, I appreciate for you being on the Metal Mixtape. Hey, you want to do me one last favor?
Sure.
Do you want to say this is Ty Oliver from Powerman 5000 and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape?
Sure. Let me know when.
I'm go for it right now.
All right, this is Ty Oliver, guitar player for Powerman 5000, and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape.
Thank you, brother, and you have a good night.
Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Have a good night. See you later.
Later, man.
Later, dudes. And that was Ty Oliver from Powerman 5000. That guy is super cool. His music's awesome. I love that whole band. Like you said, like when you asked him, Gage, what was his favorite song to play live? All their songs are fun, man. So how'd you enjoy the interview, man?
That was really cool.
And dude, we're talking to Gage. He's a son of my drummer Whitney from Insanity's Reign. Hey, man, have you been on the radio before?
I think this is my first time.
This is your first time being on the radio?
Yeah.
No way. And you're already killing it? I told you to ask a question on the spot that you weren't prepared for, and you had it, man. How'd it feel?
Which question was it?
Well, it was what other instruments did he play?
Oh, yeah, that one. I kind of thought of that one when I was at home, but like I wasn't prepared to ask it because I was just prepared to ask 2 questions. But
Dude.
I just thought of that one.
Dude, you did such a great job for your first time being on the radio. You're a total natural, and if you ever start your podcast or anything at home and everything, bro, believe me, I'll hope you blow it up, man. Well, at least try. But you got full support, man, and Standing Drain supports you. I know your mom and your dad supports you, and and a huge shout out to Greg who's listening. What's up, Greg? What's up, dude? And yeah, hey, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on here.
Dude, of course, dude. And this is the Metal Mixtape on KSQ 89.5.